is Miss Nia Imani, the founder of Eban Noire, and I'm here with our second episode of Eban Noire PR. And let's introduce Isaiah Keaton. How are you today,
What's
Isaiah?
up? I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
You ready for a Hitmosa?
I'm ready. Sounds very dangerous, but yeah, I'm ready.
It's not dangerous, it's not bad. So just for some details of what a Hitmosa is, it's Prosecco, orange juice, pineapple juice, or mango juice, whichever you prefer, and a special guest, Patron. Ooh. Just a little shot of Patron, nothing crazy. But Isaiah, today I want to talk about Could Have Been You.
Man, that video was such a long time in the making. It was like, what, 2 months, 3 months? Mm-hmm. I had got my sound engineer to essentially like get his significant other to do some dance choreography, which is the first time we've ever like had some dancers inside a music video, even did anything of that complexity in the project. Mm-hmm. So that was like the main pitch that I was pitching to everybody, like, yo, we can have dancers in this video.
Because the song itself is like real poppy, and like, what was, when you started making that song, what did you want like the listeners to feel? We're gonna start with the orange juice.
Shout out to the orange juice. But what I wanted the people to feel, so it's crazy because whenever I made the song, it was originally supposed to be for a soundtrack of a short film called Alien Sighted that we shot. It's out on YouTube. It's on YouTube. And I was supposed to do like this transformation of like a character, similar to like how other creative artists kind of create this character for a specific rollout, whether it's an album, mixtape, or just like a new era that they're trying to go in. So I first started thinking of like these alien stuff because I really love sci-fi. And when I was thinking about all that stuff, I'm thinking sci-fi, psychedelic, dancey, house, and you know, I kind of just freestyled the whole song essentially, but like with the intention of like, okay, I really want to make some like groovy shit, because you know a lot of my shit be either slow R&B, maybe a little bit of rap,
a little boom bap.
Yeah, but now I'm trying to like
get into it. I love that. All right, so I'm gonna have you pop the bottle. Go ahead and open it. Be careful though.
We ready? You ready?
Woo! Hey! And that's cheers to Could Have Been You, because guess what? Isaiah's going to be premiered on Soundstage. Hey. Let's talk about it. So that music video was so complex. He just told you a little bit about it. But let's talk about, you said it took you 3 months to the whole thing.
Dance rehearsals is a lot to like put together, especially when you're involving like, we involve probably like what, 7, 8 dancers in there. So one, to have everybody's schedule be aligned. And then for me to like essentially try to learn some movements and then have everybody else be on the same page. That alone was really what took the most time, was just making sure that the dancing part was cool and great. Which shout out to Chris, who they did an amazing job. But also the funding of it was a lot too, because I had to pay for a pineapple 100%. 100%. But
also, I have no idea how much I poured of what. A Hitmosa is a hit or miss. But we're going to get into what Hitmosa means in a second. But continue.
It's finna hit. It better hit.
It will.
I pour it in here?
Yes, we're going to pour it in both of them.
I bet.
Do what you feel is right. Like, yeah. This is how he makes his music, too. This feels right.
Literally.
Yes.
Sometimes I put a little too much. But sometimes I think it's too much, but comes out just right.
But then that's why we have our little Patron.
Oof, man, that one is gonna do me. Love me some good Patron. Half and half?
Because we're a little less than half.
A little less than half?
Yeah, each.
You tell me when to stop.
All right. Stop.
Okay.
Oh, that wasn't even. Go ahead.
Which one is mine?
Whichever one you want.
I'm gonna call the one with the afro. I'm just gonna throw a little surprise on it.
What's your logo?
Oof. What am I doing?
We can just I'm crying.
So the logo is, well, whenever I was younger, I've always had long hair, and you know, my family used to like make fun of my hair and be like, yo, it's nappy and this and that. I know. So growing up,
Crazy.
I kind of like always had long hair, and I was like, fuck yeah, like I'm about to just own this shit for real. And when I got to the point where I started to really take being the creative seriously and starting to think of what I want to represent, I created this logo specifically with an afro to kind of like just put that on display. Like, nah, I'm gonna take ownership of my hair. I'm gonna take ownership of like what it means to be black. You know, to be black is to have, you know, certain textures in your hair and to, you know, be presented a certain way and have people respond to that however the fuck they want to feel. But it's to like also claim that and just, you know, make it your own.
Yeah, that ties perfectly with like the name of Eban Noire itself too. It's about like uniting the black youth, black culture, and it's like a safe place for you to feel like you can broadcast yourself. But we help you with marketing, social, whatever you want.
Yeah.
We got you. But we're safe. It's a safe space for black people. But let's do a cheers, and then we're gonna get into more of like who you are, where you're from, because you talked about your family.
Yeah.
I want to know like where are you from?
Okay.
You can hint at it, because you know you want to.
I'm from the Bronx, but I used to live in South Carolina too. I gotta throw some love in South Carolina.
Ready? Okay. Cheers. All right, so we're gonna take it over to the couch and we'll talk more.
Bad, this is kind of good.
It's kind of tasty.
Yeah.
All right, Isaiah, let's finish our conversation.
Yeah.
Should we cheers again? Yeah.
Another one. Never too long to celebrate.
For real. All right, so let's talk about your upbringing. Where are you from? Where's your family from? Because you were talking about the afro. Let's talk about that.
So when you say where I'm from, you mean like what's my ethnicity?
Let's start there and then tell us where you grew up.
Okay, so I'm Puerto Rican, I'm black, and by nature of being Puerto Rican, I also have like Taino Indian in me, which I also claim, and my dad is half Cherokee Indian, from my understanding, yeah.
Okay, cool. And you said like your family would like pick fun at you or whatever for the afro. How did you like come into comfortability with yourself? Did music help you? Did you have any artists that like you looked after? Like,
to be real, in terms of like anybody I looked after for hair, nah. Like growing up, my hair has always been like very unique. Like whenever I was growing up in South Carolina, I was around majority like African Americans who didn't necessarily have like the curls and like I guess the texture of my hair that I have. And then whenever I moved to the Bronx, I did have a little bit of people around me who had like similar hair, but for the most part, a lot of the Spanish people had like more smoother hair and like more like easier to comb and shit like that. So I never really had nobody to like look up to for like comfortability or anything like that. I just like my hair. I think that's what it really was. I just really fucked with it. So.
Period. I like that you made that your logo though. That's fire. Exactly.
And
what?
You know, girls used to be like, "Yo, can I touch your hair?" You know.
Speaking of, does music like growing up, did that shape like how people treated you in school, or like did you sing when you were in school? Like what was that?
Yo, I remember whenever I was like probably like 11 years old, I tried to sing Deuces on some like light skinned player, oh I'm ready to shit kind of thing. They trying to impress a girl, and she looked at me and she was like, "Ew, what the fuck?" Mind you, we were young and she cursing at me like that, yeah. And like from there, I've just never sang. I've always been insecure about my singing though. Like I've never like, even to this day, like I don't be like singing OD just because it's like, I know what, you know, I know what it feels like for somebody to be like, yo, you can't sing. But in terms of like making music, yeah, for a little bit I was a little insecure about it at first. But I think as you get older and as you continue to do shit, like you just get more comfortable and confident.
And you even did like singing lessons too. How was that?
Yeah, so right now I'm doing singing lessons with an artist named Enna. I met her at a show. So I had a rap show about like 2-3 weeks ago, and she was invited by one of her friends, which is also one of my friends. Her name is Jada. And she just invited her out, and so she, you know, we connected and whatever, and we had a studio session. And whenever we was finishing up like a song that we was making, she was just bringing it up like, yeah, I take classes, and I'm like, yo, I want to take classes. And then she was like, well, actually, I also want to teach it. And I was like, wait a minute, let me be your first student. And like from there, we just been like building. But she's a really good singer. Like she does like this thing where she does covers every week, and that's something that I've been trying to like implement, where I'm doing like a cover every week.
noticed like your social media, like your game has like picked up. What's your favorite thing that you drop a week? Like, is it the freestyles, the vlogs?
I'm not gonna lie, my favorite thing to edit is the vlogs. The freestyles, I've always feel like, okay, just quick content. I just, go in front of the camera, I do my little, thing, edit it real quickly. But something about the vlogs where it's like, I feel like every time I do a vlog, I can feel myself getting a little bit better at editing it. But nonetheless, the freestyles are like, they're going crazy. Just because people are just like, whoa, somebody's actually like rapping again. And it's like,
ooh. That's how good it is, though.
My favorite thing to drop right now is definitely the freestyles in terms of what I'm presenting to the world. But behind the computer and I'm editing, my favorite thing to edit is the vlog. Just because it's like going over all the things that you've done in the week and like just seeing it visually and then like going back and saying, nah, this was a funny moment, this wasn't a funny moment, this is a dull moment, but people need to see this. Having like those like memories kind of like be right in front of your face in real time is one, it makes you appreciate the journey a little bit more. But also just been like picking up like different editing tricks and like learning something new has always been something that I just love doing. So just getting better at vlog editing is just, it makes me happy. But I do love music and I do love rapping.
Is that something that's hard for you to do, is like be not necessarily vulnerable? Well, some of the posts are a little vulnerable. Like you're talking about you still have to work your 9 to 5 as a creative and you want to give this your all. Is it hard for you to just like put all your business out there, or you enjoy it? Like, is it something you would suggest most artists do?
I would definitely suggest most artists to do it. So whatever you're feeling, I think in this day and age, I think 10 years ago I would have said put it all in the music. But I think now it's like you kind of have to like give a little bit more than just the music. So I think, yeah, be vulnerable and be real. I think people notice authenticity and they gravitate towards it because a lot of the time these days, a lot of artists, they just go off the impression of like, okay, I'm a celebrity, let me act like a celebrity, let me present myself as a celebrity. And it's like for somebody who like stumbles upon a page where somebody's acting like a celebrity versus somebody stumbling upon a page and being like, yo, this person is hustling and they're grinding and I respect that.
Yeah.
I think those are two different fan bases. And like I think just being your real self is really gonna like tap into somebody who's gonna look at you and believe in you rather than look at you and just like what they saw.
Right. That's so real. Give me 1 second, y'all. And get my thoughts back. Okay, so what's your process in like recording music or when you write music? Where do you start?
Nowadays I start with the beat. Whenever I first started, I used to just write nonstop, right? And then I used to listen to the beats and then apply whatever it is that I wrote onto the beats. Nowadays, I'm more involved in like producing my own songs and getting different feedback on what I think other people feel my song is missing in terms of like production-wise and things of that nature. So I've been doing a lot of production first and then writing after, but it's a lot. It's like a back and forth kind of situation where like I'll come up with a piano chord or I'll come up with drums and I'll have like an idea of like, okay, this sounds good here, but then it's like, okay, I just have drums and some background vocals. So now let me go back to the production side of things. Let me add some keys to it. Then it's like, okay, I added some keys to it, I have background vocals and drums. Now what can I say?
Right.
And sometimes it's like a back and forth when it comes to that. But when it comes to rapping, I just get the pen out and I just start rapping. I get in the booth and I just start rapping. And typically for my R&B songs, it's usually freestyle driven because melodies and all those things come directly from feelings. And I try not to think too much about that. Very good.
So one thing that I really noticed about your music is like you talk a lot about your upbringing. Why am I copying you? Anyway, you talk a lot about your upbringing and like what it was like. Do you think that's something you'll always talk about, or would you stray away one day?
I would say yes and no. I think right now it's probably the most prevalent thing that goes on into my music because I'm more closer to my childhood than I am to anything else. But I think as I start to experience growth and like fans and success, I think a lot of that will probably encapsulate my life routine a little bit more and kind of like form into my new identity as I start to grow. And I think I will always, vouch for what it was like for me growing up and vouch for what it's like for other people to be growing up because that's the whole part of this brand stuff is like some children is literally just to talk about that upbringing, whether it's, no matter if you're black, white, whatever, it's just like you're coming from nothing and like you're kind of forced to grow up really, really fast, and kind of like it deprives you from your childhood in a sense. So I think I'm gonna always vouch for that and always talk about what it's like and give you the real of it. But I think right now I'm just very, very more closer to my childhood right now than anything else.
I get that. So before we wrap up really quick, I do want to know more about Slim Child. Tell us about the name. Tell us about the type of clothes that you have out. Do you ever plan on like doing a different type of drop outside of like the sweatsuits? Like, let's hear about something like that.
Okay, so Slum Children, right there off bat, collective of artists, but also a community and a platform that uplifts other artists that may not necessarily be considered like the Slum Children collective or the Slum Children band or whatever. I throw a lot of shows, whether it's open mics. I'm trying to get into doing workshops where somebody like my friend Chris would come through and like teach people how to do some videography stuff, things of that nature, and just like give like the people who are yearning to do the things that we're currently doing, just give them that opportunity and the outlook on like this is how you do it, and also give them that motivation to do it.
That's right.
And as far as like Child, the clothing line, so yes. I honestly never even thought about doing a sweatsuit in the first place. Mm-hmm. Somebody came to me and it was like, you should do a sweatsuit. Let me do it. That's what I'm saying. And it's like, it sells. So it's like, of course, I'm going to just keep giving what the fans want. You know what I mean? Like, y'all want a sweatsuit, I'm going to get a sweatsuit. Y'all want a sweater, I'm going to get a sweater. But I just like clothing in general. Like, for me, it's never been about the logo. It's never really been about the branding. Because growing up, I used to always want those things, but I couldn't afford it. Mm-hmm. And I started to appreciate fashion and just the sense of just how it looks. And so I think right now, sweatsuits are out because sweatsuits is what's wanted. But as I start to get the freedom to just do whatever I want and expand outside of that, button-ups, bags, jerseys, you know what I'm saying? Like all types of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. So talking about your logo and the slum children in general, I heard that Child is going to be in some schools, not one but two.
Yeah, so by the grace of God, thank the Lord, thank Jesus Christ, I was able to, one, just get a job in the school in the first place. Like, as an artist, great position to be in because you get the nights off, you get the weekends off, you get breaks off. Like, that's a perfect opportunity if you're an artist. But me and the director kind of got cool and just started talking about my clothing. He seen that I was showing my clothing to the staff, and he saw it. Everybody kept asking for it. And so he just decided to come up with the idea of intertwining both, like my clothing design and my business outside of the school, and then also the school itself. And that sparked the idea where it was like, okay, if I can design something for this school, I can do it for a whole bunch of schools. Mm-hmm. So right now, uniform-based schools have constrictions, and I guess you could say it's kind of like freedom because, you get to, look professional and stuff like that. But the restrictions are you have to wear a certain thing every single day. Right. And one thing I realized about these schools is that these schools care a lot about their presentation, but they also care about their branding. Especially like, charter schools. Like, they care about what they're presenting to the world and how it looks to these families. Mm-hmm. And I came up with the idea of like, okay, if uniform is basically based upon like your logo and what your school means to the community, mm-hmm. what if I make what your children are wearing something, fire, right?
That they would love, yeah.
And then also give them an alternative of like, okay, Monday through Thursdays, uniform, but that Friday, you can still technically wear a uniform because you still have your logo on it. Well, now you get a chance to like go mm-hmm. out, and now these children are like growing up in a sense where they have the mindset of uniform, kind of like looking professional, but at the same time they have that creativity and that freedom to just be like, let me put on something fire on Friday and still feel cool. And I was like, you're bringing coolness to school, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love the depth of that. We love the depth of Isaiah Keaton and like your three different versions of you. It's like the music, the clothing, and he's also a model some of his clothing and everything. But all right, Isaiah, it was really nice having you on this episode of Eban Noire PR, and I'm so excited for what we have next and what you are dropping next. So.
Alright, child, that was Eban Noire PR. I'm Isaiah Keaton, And I can't wait to show you what we have next.